We have some very, very positive Vancouver Canucks related news, specifically revolving around the farm team. The Utica Comets have been amazing. So good this year, and there are many reasons to be excited for the Comets. There are many reasons why the Comets have been so good, and there are so many notable players to talk about when it comes to this team. So let's get into all of that. Just the little Utica Comets update here in a video because, there's no more consecutive hockey for the Vancouver Canucks, which means I finally have a window to talk about something other than the games. Let's get into their farm team right here. The Utica Comets currently sit at a whopping 5-0. Yeah, they're undefeated at the AHL level right now. In fact, there are currently 4 AHL teams who are undefeated. The Utica Comets are one of them, and they've just been so good in those 5 wins that they've mustered so far. 29 goals for the Utica Comets. They're leading the entire league in goals scored. And in terms of their goals against, they're down there at 11, which is actually first, or it's tied for first, with the Toronto Marlies in goals against in the AHL as well. So currently, the Utica Comets are pretty much the best team in the league, if you don't include the Toronto Marlies, who have another game played, so they have another win. However, the Comets have more goals than the Marlies do. This is in part because of a few additions made to the Comets over the offseason, in particular, Nikolay Goldobin and Sven Baertschi. Now, I will preface this by saying that yes, they have been doing well. And at the same time, yes, they probably should be doing well. If you take a look at it, Sven Baertschi is a legit NHL caliber winger. I have no idea why he's in the AHL, but I do have an idea why. I explained it in a video earlier, but pretty much in any normal circumstance, Sven Baertschi would probably be in the NHL right now, and Nikolay Goldobin is a guy who's played in the NHL long enough that he's adjusted away and beyond the AHL Utica Comets game. So having these two quote-unquote NHLers, I say quote-unquote because you could debate Goldobin, but Baertschi definitely is. Having these two NHL players on your AHL squad is definitely going to be great. And right now, after the 5 Utica Comets games played, Nikolay Goldobin has 9 points in 4 games, 8 assists, and Sven Baertschi has 8 points in 4 games played too. So, just taking a look at it right here, you can see Reid Boucher, 8 goals in 5 games, 10 points for him. Nikolay Goldobin's at 2 assists a game. Sven Baertschi's at 2 points a game. And there's another name on here who's really making a name for himself as a legitimate Utica Comets scoring threat. It's Kole Lind. 7 points in 5 games for Kole Lind, and he really had a hot start to this year. A lot of that was supported by Baertschi, by Goldobin, but for the most part, Kole Lind has been a great player this season, all on his own, and he's really come back to Utica with a vengeance. He took a look at his stats last year, he took a look at what the media was saying about him last year. 17 points in 51 games, only 5 goals. What's up with Kole Lind? I know, I was one of the people who was saying that, but regardless, he took a look at that and then he blew that out of the water. He's over a point per game right now. He's over an assist per game right now. And Kole Lind has really come into his own on this Utica Comets squad. Now, the Comets have been scoring a lot of goals, and they haven't been allowing a lot of goals too. That's because the goaltenders have also been pretty good. Going down and checking out the goaltending stats for the Comets, it's really quite remarkable just taking a look at what they have over here, because Michael DiPietro and Zane McIntyre, they've been the two that shared the load so far, and they've been really solid for this Utica Comets team. They've each split the wins. Zane McIntyre's at 3 wins, and Michael DiPietro is at 2 wins. They've both played the same amount of games played as they've won. Zane McIntyre, a 2.3 goals against average and a 9.35 save percentage. DiPietro's down there at a 2.00 goals against average and a 9.09 save percentage. So he's been doing really, really, really well. In fact, the most recent game the Utica Comets played against the Rochester Americans Saturday on October 19th had Zane McIntyre stopping 45 out of 46 shots. That's how that save percentage was so inflated. Because he's just had these incredible performances where he just shines. And that Rochester Americans game was a 7-1 victory for Utica. They were really good. Reid Boucher had 2 goals. Sven Baertschi, Wasey Hamilton, McEwen, Goldobin, and Lukas Jasek all had goals as well. There's a big supporting cast here in Utica, and they're all doing their part. Let's go over a few of the other players here, too. Because we talked about Goldobin, we talked about Baertschi. These two are just really good. NHL caliber players playing against AHL competition. Goldobin has just been messing around. This is his playground. Watching some of the videos on Twitter of Utica Comets footage, Goldobin's setting up guys like crazy. He's coming in on the rush, stopping, putting the snow shower onto the goalie and the defender who's sliding around and just casually deking around the guy, passing it out in front to McEwen for an open goal. Goldobin has been messing around, and it's just so incredible to watch him get that confidence back, because that's something that he was really lacking at the NHL level, especially towards the end of last season too. Sven Baertschi, he's always been a pro, so it's awesome to see that from him. But as for some of these other guys, Kole Lind, we already talked about. Reid Boucher has been so good. His shot is just NHL caliber already. It's just, he's kind of held back from being a full-time NHL player because of the skating, because of the defensive coverage, because of the speed. But at the AHL level, he's really gosh darn good. And in fact, he's leading the AHL in points right now with his 10. Nikolay Goldobin is first in the AHL in points per game with 2.25. Sven Baertschi and Reid Boucher are tied for second. As for goals, Reid Boucher, he's first by 2 goals on Stefan Neusen, so he's doing a really good job over there too. Obviously, that's not going to last. I mean, I hope it lasts, but the odds of Boucher scoring at a 1.6 goal per game pace throughout the entire year is kind of unlikely, but again, I would love for that to happen. This whole team has just been so good. Zach McEwen's had a few really, really nice goals too. I mentioned the pass out in front from Goldobin. McEwen's been showing off his hands too. There was this one play where Zach McEwen was coming in on the rush, and he does a nice little toe drag to totally get by the defender who's sliding on the ice. Zach McEwen's got hands, and he's showing that off this year. Not to mention Lukas Jasek, who's been really good too. He's been a consistently good AHLer. Sure, he's only at 4 points in 5 games, so he's 7th on the team in scoring, but still, he's just under a point per game. Not to mention Justin Bailey, who is 6th on the team in scoring, is at a point per game. That's a 70-point pace from the guy who's projected to being the 6th best point producer on the team. Not to mention the defense, Brogan Rafferty scored a goal set up by one of our AHL, NHL guys, and the other guys have been doing really well too. Brisebois has been nice. Juolevi has had some really, really nice stretch passes and huge glimpses of offensive prowess. Juolevi has been described by many watching the Comets games this year as a legit number 2 AHL defender. And at this point, he probably should be that, but at the same time, I'd rather see him being so dominant like this in the AHL than not see him be like this. It's the exact same philosophy with Goldobin and Baertschi. Sure, they're supposed to dominate this competition, but can't we just be happy that they are doing that? Can't we just sit here and relax and enjoy what we're watching, enjoy the highlights? Because if these guys weren't dominating the AHL like they are, then there would be much, much, much more room for concern. I think them being really good is the least of our worries right now, and we can just sit here and enjoy the ride, because I know I am. The entire Utica Comets squad has been so awesome to watch this year. It's only been 5 games, but everybody is jumping on that bandwagon. Everybody's saying, yeah, I'm so happy I have my AHL Live subscription, because I can actually watch these awesome Vancouver Canucks related games. Utica's been great. Baertschi and Goldobin have been awesome. The guys who were already there before, like Boucher and Lind and Yashik, and the defense like Juolevi, they've been all awesome too. The goaltenders have been stealing the show, and overall, the Comets are one of, if not the best teams in the AHL right now. Hope you enjoyed this video social 9, and bye.